All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a topic that affects so many of us, but somehow just doesn't get the attention it deserves. We're talking about a massive nutrient deficiency, and we're going to break down exactly why it's so critical and what you can do about it, all based on the work of the incredible Dr. Roger Schwelt, a quadruple board-certified physician.
So let's start with a question, and it's a big one. 70%. I mean, just look at that number. A recent study showed that 70% of people have a common nutrient deficiency. The odds are pretty high that this statistic is talking about you or definitely someone you're close to. So what is this mystery deficiency?
And boom, here it is. We are talking about vitamin D. The source for this explainer shows that a staggering 7 out of 10 people have levels that are either deficient or just plain insufficient. This chart makes it so clear. This isn't some rare thing. It's a massive health issue that's basically hiding in plain sight. This is exactly what Dr. Schwelt calls the hidden deficiency. Because here's the crazy part. Even if you live in a super sunny place, he practices in Southern California, you are still probably deficient. So why is that? How can so many of us be running low on the so-called sunshine vitamin?
Well, the root of the problem is actually pretty simple. As Dr. Schwelt points out, our modern life is an indoor life. We work inside, we live inside, and that crucial UVB radiation, the very thing our skin needs to make vitamin D, well, it can't get through window glass. We've basically put up a barrier between us and our main source of this vital nutrient.
But the story gets so much deeper than just not getting enough sun. To really, truly understand why this is a big deal, we have to completely redefine what we think vitamin D actually is. You know, if you ask almost anybody, maybe even your doctor, what's vitamin D for? They're probably going to say bone health. They'll talk about absorbing calcium, preventing osteoporosis, and look, they're not wrong, but that is such a tiny fraction of the whole story.
Because here's the absolute game changer. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin in the way we think of vitamin C. It is a powerful, potent steroid hormone. It's made from cholesterol, just like testosterone or estrogen. It doesn't just help things along, it walks right into the command center of your cells, the nucleus, and directly instructs your DNA on what to do.
So what does that actually mean for your health? Well, because it's a hormone, your body has receptors for it literally everywhere. This means it acts as a master regulator for some of our most critical systems. It's modulating your immune system, your autoimmune response, even your body's ability to keep an eye out for and destroy cancer cells. It's a huge deal.
This leads us to a really critical distinction. Your lab report might come back saying you're at 30 nanograms per milliliter, and the lab calls that sufficient. Okay, but sufficient for what? That number is based on bone health. For your immune system to be robust and ready, Dr. Schwelt says, based on data from the pandemic, you need to be at a bare minimum of 50. That is a huge difference.
Okay, so if sufficient just isn't going to cut it, we need a plan. Knowing there's a problem is one thing, but how do we actually get practical and optimize our levels to get them where they really need to be?
This is the number, 50. This is the one to burn into your brain. The data showed that once people's levels dropped below 50, their risk for serious viral infections started to climb. This isn't just about your skeleton. This is your immune system's battle-ready number.
So the next logical question is obvious, right? How do you figure out where you are, and how do you get to that target of 50? Well, thankfully, the process is actually pretty straightforward.
The plan is simple. It's just 3 steps. First, test. You cannot manage what you don't measure, so stop guessing and get a blood test. Second, supplement. For most of us, supplementation is going to be necessary, and the dose is personal. It might be 4,000 IU, it might be 5,000. And third, and you can't skip this one, recheck. After a few months, you have to test again to make sure your plan is actually working.
I just love the analogy Dr. Schwelt uses for this. He says, taking supplements without testing again is like putting your foot on the accelerator and then not looking at the speedometer. You're just blindly hoping you get to your destination. You need to look at that speedometer, the follow-up blood test, to know you've safely reached your target of 50. Now, while supplementing is crucial for most of us, we can't forget about the ultimate original source of vitamin D, the sun. But getting it right isn't quite as simple as just stepping outside. There are some rules to the game.
So here's what you got to know. First, it's the UVB rays you're after, and they're strongest midday, think between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Second, remember, UVB can't get through glass. And yes, sunscreen is literally designed to block it. But here's a fascinating tidbit from the source. You don't need to be in direct, blistering sun. Just being outside under an open blue sky is enough, because the sky itself scatters those good UVB rays all over the place.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit and put vitamin D into the bigger picture. Because as powerful as it is, it's not a silver bullet. It's one part of a much larger strategy. To build truly resilient immunity, you need a holistic, layered approach.
Dr. Schwelt explains this perfectly with the Swiss cheese model. Think of it like this. Every healthy habit, optimizing vitamin D, getting good sleep, eating well, each one is like a slice of Swiss cheese. By itself, it has holes, right? No single intervention is 100% perfect. But when you stack all those slices together, the holes don't line up. You create a powerful multiplicative barrier that's really hard for any threat to get through.
And here is the complete toolkit Dr. Schwelt recommends. He uses this great little mnemonic, New Start. Let's run through it. N is for nutrition, eating well, avoiding late meals. E is for moderate exercise. W is for water, and he includes things like hot/cold therapy to boost immunity. S is for the sunlight we just covered. T is for temperance, avoiding things that harm your immunity, like too much alcohol. A is for fresh air. R is for rest, both daily and weekly. And the last T is for trust, reducing anxiety through things like community and faith. You put all these pieces together, and you've built a truly robust defense system.
And really, the big takeaway here is that this isn't a lesson about something that happened in the past. This is about being proactive. It's about building a deep, solid foundation of health so that your body is prepared for whatever challenges are down the road. Dr. Schwelt's words here are really powerful. He says, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I can tell you I want to be prepared for that. It's not about being afraid. It's about taking ownership of your health, right here, right now. And that really just leaves us with one final crucial question. It's not a matter of if, but when the next health challenge arrives. So knowing what you know now, what steps are you going to take to make sure you are prepared? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.